Hi, Scary Recaps here. Today, I'm going to explain the movie The Last Shift from 2014. Beware of spoilers. The film begins with Jessica Lauren, who is a young woman and has just started her career working as a police officer. Since she is a new recruit, she has been assigned to cover the last shift in an old, abandoned police precinct, as a new one is about to open the following day. Jessica's mother tries to talk her out of this job, saying that her father, who was also a police officer, was killed while on duty. Jessica dismisses her mother's absurd fears and reassures her that she is going to be alright. She is seen entering the old police station where she meets Sergeant Cohen, her commanding officer. Cohen shows her the place, telling her that all the calls to the old station are automatically directed to the new one. He tells her that she is to inform any civilian who might come there about the new police station, and also that at some point she will have to let in a hazmat team in order to dispose of biological waste that is being stored there. Before Cohen leaves, he gives Lauren his phone number in case of any emergencies and tells her that she is not allowed at all to abandon her post. Starting the last shift, Lauren feels bored at first and falls asleep, when all of a sudden she is awakened by a knocking at the door. She walks to the entrance, but she doesn't see anyone there. Returning, however, she encounters a homeless man inside the precinct. Perplexed by his appearance, she speaks to him until the moment he urinates on the floor. Jessica asks him to leave, but he refuses and she throws him out. The stranger walks away and Jessica goes back to her post. After a little while, amidst a series of eerie noises heard inside the police station, Jessica receives a call from a woman named Monica, who is in danger and asks for help. She claims to have been abducted by a sinister cult. Jessica tries to assist, but the call is cut off. She keeps getting more calls by this Monica, and she finds herself unable to track her down or find the location of this mysterious voice. Eventually, Jessica reports the calls to the new station, where the police dispatcher notes that the calls are currently directed to the new station. It is revealed that Jessica's father was killed during a shootout with the Payman clan, the murderous cult hinted at by Monica. The officers at the new station inform Jessica that there was a woman named Monica among the victims of the Payman cult. They also tell her that all the cultists were killed in a police operation in the past. The weird sounds continue to occur, and Jessica makes up her mind to go and investigate. She finds out that a rear door is open, and to her surprise, sees the same homeless man from before wreaking havoc in a storage room. She moves cautiously and handcuffs him, ultimately taking him to a cell. But, suddenly, the lights go out, and the door behind her closes. She takes out her flashlight, and the homeless man attacks her. Jessica tases him and renders him unconscious. She then goes to the locked door of the cell and tries to get out. A face covered in blood appears at the window and scares her, making her drop her flashlight. Searching around in the dark, an unseen figure grabs the flashlight and shines its light on Jessica. He asks her if she wants to get out of the station alive, and then threatens her. Jessica doesn't know what to do until the lights come back on and the door opens. Apart from her and the homeless man, however, there is no one else there. Jessica exits the cell and locks the door behind her. Later on, Jessica encounters a woman named Marigold outside the station. Marigold tells her about the Payman family, and that they were not all killed, and that 3 of them survived the shooting. She says to Jessica that the surviving members of the cult were brought to the station to be interrogated, and while at first Jessica doesn't believe her, when she sees video footage of the questionings, she is convinced. She learns that the Payman cultists worshipped Satan under the name Payman, and that all 3 of them committed suicide in their cells a year before the day of this last shift. Prior to the suicide, however, the cultists performed a reincarnation ceremony and swore to return and avenge the officers and their families. Strange apparitions then happen, and objects moving of their own volition frighten Jessica, who is at her wit's end as to what to do. At that point, fellow officer Ryan Price comes to the old precinct to check up on Jessica. Jessica accuses him of orchestrating this whole haunting experience in order to welcome her to the Force, at which Price insists that he has just come to see how she is doing. Price divulges that he used to work with her father, letting in some details from when he was killed. He tells her that her father would have been proud of her, and then leaves. As he walks away, Jessica takes a glimpse of the back of Price's head and sees that there's a hole in it with pieces of his brain sticking out of it. Terrified by this, she runs after him, but he vanishes before she can see him exiting the station. Afterwards, Jessica starts to hear screams and to see ghostly sightings related to the Paimon cult activities, perpetrators and victims alike flashing before her eyes. Jessica is so scared that she is forced to call her commanding officer, Cohen. She asks him to relieve her, but Cohen cruelly replies that he can either see her at the end of her shift or have her resignation. Jessica replies that he will see her at the end of the shift and hangs up the phone. Jessica learns about the fate of Monica and sees photos of the dead from the shooting on the floor. Suddenly, a high-pitched noise goes off. Jessica kneels, not being able to withstand the sound, and soon after, she passes out. When she regains consciousness, she sees a woman walking down the hall and goes after her. The unknown woman hits Jessica in the head and takes her hostage to an interrogation room. The woman is a Paimon cultist who has come to the old station to celebrate the 1-year anniversary of the death of their cult leader, John Michael Paimon. Jessica begins to question the reality of everything she's experienced so far until the cultist kills herself. Jessica is shocked, but manages to leave the room. At the entrance of the station, a bloody figure appears and chases her. Jessica hides and begs for all of this to stop. The apparitions continue to come and torment Jessica. At some point, her father calls her and tells her to be strong and fight the Paimon spirits that are inside of the old police station. Driven by the spiritual hallucinations, Jessica shoots the Paimons, not knowing in fact that she is shooting the hazmat team. After shooting the last one at the rear door, Cohen comes and shoots Jessica down. Realizing what she has done, Jessica feels remorse for the unnecessary deaths. As she lies bleeding on the floor, she hears Cohen calling for medical assistance. She then sees the Paimons coming for her, smiling wickedly. They put a bag over her head, and everything goes black.